Hi there. So in this study, we wanted to understand the differences observed between a crystal structure and solution data for an antigen binding fragment or Fab called 6G08. We used molecular dynamic simulations to investigate the conformational flexibility of the 6G08 Fab crystal structure, extracted frames from these simulations and applied principal component analysis. We projected each structure from the simulations onto the axes of the first two principal components, PC1 and PC2. To allow comparison between different Fab conformations, we clustered individual frames into representative clusters and assigned a colour based on agreement to our small angle X-ray scattering data, which was assessed by chi-square score. Structures which had a chi-square score below 3 are in black, below 6 are in green, below 9 are in orange, and above 9 are shown in red. When looking at PC1 and PC2, it is clear that structures which represent the solution data well are clustered at low values of PC1 and higher values of PC2. Despite this overall trend, we see that structures that have similar PC values but differing chi-square scores. So we wanted to understand what it was about these structures that was determining their agreement to this AX data. If we have a look at the structure of two of these clusters, cluster 13 and cluster 7, what we see is that the overall conformation is very similar, and the main difference appears to be the conformation of a flexible loop in the constant domain of the Fab heavy chain. For the representative structure of cluster 7, shown in green, the loop has a closed conformation, whereas for cluster 13, the loop has an open conformation, which is shown in black. If we look at the agreement of the representative clusters to the SAX data, what we see is that cluster 13, which had that open loop conformation, shows better agreement to the SAX data and has a low chi-square score of 2.61. In comparison, when looking at the agreement of cluster 7 to the SAX data, we see poorer agreement with an increased chi-square score of 5.76. We generated a difference in matrices showing the different contributions of residues to the overall scattering profiles. What we can see is that there are major differences in scattering contributions between the two structures of cluster 7 and cluster 13 are located around residues 136 to 145, which represent the loop identified in panel B. So overall, if the structure has an open loop conformation at residues 136 to 145, these structures have improved agreement to our small angle X-ray scattering data.